The following is a presentation of Zagnif Productions, LLC.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Those of you in the back, hope you guys are doing okay. Welcome, and welcome to yet another episode of This Week in University of Georgia Football. I am your guy, coming to you live from the 405 in Zagnif Central, where the wind comes whipping down the plain. It doesn't come whipping down the plain in Zagnif Central. It comes whipping down the plane in the heart of Oklahoma City, because I just totally threw the whole intro all the way around. But you get what I'm trying to say. Y'all been watching the show for a while, so you know what I'm trying to say. And that guy right there, you want to know who that guy is? If you don't know, he is the brother from another, the sexy mother Hubbard, the ace of base in the place, in your face. I have already disposed of all of the trash, but I have some delicious chicken wings that I am going to eat when we go to the next commercial break, and they are very good. That is Colin P. from the DMV. What's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
I will definitely help you dispose of those chicken wings. No problem. Yeah,
well,
man.
That would be a little easier if we were co-located, but you kind of far away there, brother.
Yeah, no, I don't think FedEx or UPS. I don't think DoorDash delivers that far with the mustard and all that kind of stuff. It might cost me a lot of money to have a DoorDash the wings. Anyway, I don't think you share anyway, to be honest with you. But yeah, get a little stingy. But yeah, man.
Don't act like you know my life or something.
I know you better than I think I know you. Oh, can't get that out of my mouth straight. I know you better than I think I know you. But no, man, how you doing? I can't. I'm so excited for the weekend, man. I can't. I'm beside myself. But I had a pretty good weekend this weekend. Pretty good week so far. Can't believe it's already almost over, but I'm ready for Saturday. But yeah, man. How was yours? I mean, mine was kind of uneventful, but it
The weekend? You mean the Thanksgiving weekend?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Thanksgiving weekend. I mean, it was it was fun with the family and that kind of stuff. We went shopping a little bit. It was one of those fun. What'd you say? Family fun, family football and food.
Yes, sir. Family, food, football, and fun.
There you go. That's what it was. How about yourself? What did you? I
Uh,
wonder what you had. What did you? You said you. I can't remember. You said what you were going to have, but I can't remember. What did you have
we
for?
wound up. We wound up. Well, amazingly, all of the pizza places, except for one. There was one place we didn't try, but we were trying to stay within a certain price point. So the pizza is really good. They're called All American Pizza, by the way. They're all over the place here in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
They're all delicious. But we were trying to stay within a certain price point. So like the Domino's, the Papa John's, and the places with the coupons, like buy one and get one for like 2 pennies, they were all closed. So we went with the Chinese food. We wound up having Chinese food.
There
We
you
did watch. We did watch the football game, the one that Sean does not like to talk about after this past weekend.
Yeah.
The one that my wife is like going woohoo. Um,
Yeah.
we watched that. The Falcons did pull one off, so I was happy for that. I wound up doing 3 nights straight of karaoke: Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Turned out to be more decent than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think there were going to be people out because Wednesday is the night everybody goes out on Thanksgiving weekend, not Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Because those are the nights that are devoted to families in town. We got to do stuff. So, but had 3 decent nights. Like I said, watched the Falcons win on Sunday, and I am so glad that in 24 hours I will be across the other side of the house sleeping about this time. Well, I don't know. I may go out tomorrow night. We'll see. We shall see.
I actually had to work on Thursday. I actually worked on Thanksgiving and Friday after Thanksgiving, so I got a little bit of OT. Or I got a bit of extra money, which I mean wasn't that big deal. I worked 7 to 3, and caught up with the family afterwards at my cousin's, my mother's sister's house. We went over there and ate. So, but yeah, we had some pork, some man, we had some good southern food, some mustard greens. My mom brought up here, man. Ooh, they didn't last long.
Mustard greens. I hadn't had mustard greens in a long time, bro.
No,
Been a long time since I had me some mustard greens. Yeah,
mustard greens are good. But yeah. But yeah, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Falcons, are they not number 1 in the South? I think the NFC South, are they number 1? And I know that's not saying much.
I was gonna say being in first place in the NFC South right now is being like the least musty person in a room full of people that haven't bathed in a week.
You're still ahead of the line, though. I mean, everybody's downwind from you. You don't have to know that.
I'm just saying though, bro. It's like it's bad. To put it like this, whoever the NFC South is not making it past the initial round of the playoffs.
I get you, man. I get you. You gotta find the joy where joy is. You gotta find your own joy at this moment in time.
For those of you that may be watching this show right now, this is what it's like to be a fan of a professional Georgia sports franchise. We have moments of glory where we are euphoric and we are in the greatest of bliss, but the majority of the time, the conversations go just like this.
Yeah. And it's not even with the Falcons. It's not even cautious optimistic. It's like when we're gonna like sow the sheets.
You're looking for the trap door. When are we gonna Amber Heard to bed? I said it. I said it. I don't know her like that though. I need to stay out of her personal life like that. But just saying, it's just like that. It's like that. So that's what it's like being a fan of a Georgia professional sports franchise. Although, gotta say, the Braves have at least given us 2 World Series championships in our lifetime.
Yeah,
we still waiting on that Lombardi though. We get that Lombardi, then I could chill.
Yeah,
I'd like to see the Hawks get one, but if the Falcons get the Lombardi, then I go okay. The Falcons got a Lombardi. The Braves got 2 World Series. The Dawgs got 4 natties. Hopefully 5 by the first part of next year. And then I could just be like, you know what? I ain't gonna trip on nothing else at this point.
No,
we got a little hardware all the way around the fence line.
I was gonna say I'm pretty happy as is. I mean, I wasn't sure I'd see another World Series. I wasn't sure I was gonna see another natty, but we always got close. But I could not. I would love to see the other 2, but if I don't, I'll still be pretty. I'll still have a grin on my face.
Yeah, 100%. Because we rode pretty good off of 1980 until wasn't sure what was going to happen when they fired Mark Richt, but Kirby has definitely given the fans something to cheer about. Shouts out. Good move by the AD of the University of Georgia to decide to bring on one Kirby Smart. Good move. That was a great move.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It took him a short amount of time to get where he needed to get to.
A very short amount of time. You making fun of Kirby's height because I heard he's not. I heard he's not a very tall man.
Hey, I'm not a very tall man myself. I think on a good day I'm 5'10" and a half.
Well,
And
I mean, well, you know what though? He might have to be. I mean, he was a DB. You can't. Well, ain't no telling. We gonna move on away from that before we get some angry letters from angry comments from whatever fans happen to be watching at the moment. Let's get into it, Colin. We when we sat down at the beginning of the season, we did our typical thing and we said, "Oh, that one could be tough. That one could be tight. This one could be tough. This one could be tight." But the Dogs have done it again. They have completed their third consecutive perfect regular season. And now with that win on Saturday over the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech, have broken Bear Bryant's SEC win streak record. Now it is not the leading win streak. It is not that's not the NCAA record. That's just within the conference. The win streak total is still held by Oklahoma with 47 wins. That would be 18 more to go. That would mean we would have to win. We got to win Saturday, got to win the CFP, got to win the Natty.
All next year.
and then we got to run the table all next year.
That's going to be hard to do, judging by the conference and judging by the schedule that I've seen. So.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it too. I think we got Texas and Alabama next year.
Yes, we do. And I'm all about it, though. I mean, I'm all about
that life. I'm definitely about that life. But congratulations to Dawgs for that on the perfect regular season, the streak breaking, and they did it. You know what? Remember when we were on last week and we were saying it's not fun beating Georgia Tech anymore because it's not competitive?
Yeah.
This was by and large the most competitive game we ever played against Georgia Tech. What are your thoughts, sir?
I would agree. Totally. I mean, like, we sat our most prolific players within, Brock and McConkey, which, I mean, due to some injuries or not, but it opened up the offense. I mean, and Beck actually played really well and spread the ball around. But to your point, Georgia Tech, I mean, wow, we gave up another touchdown. We had to give up one touchdown, and again, and then we finally evened the score, and then they got up 10-7 in the first quarter, and then what was it? Just like 14-13, and we finally got up 21-13, and it's just. Oh no! I mean, they never quit. You know what I mean? There was never ready to quit in them. And but you're right. That's the best game I think we've ever played against.
I think that's the best. Well, that's the best game that I have seen in a while. Now, I kind of got away from college football for a while, but the game I actually attended in like 06, 07, whenever that was, that game went down to the wire. That was a last second pass to Green, I want to say.
I think it was Green.
What's God, I feel so bad. His name just went. I had it and it just went. Phew! He injured his hand. He lost some fingers on his hand in the ATV.
What, AJ Green?
No.
You're talking about. Yeah.
But you know who I'm talking about. He was the one that caught. It was either him or Green that caught the game-winning pass. I couldn't remember. I just remember thinking to myself how tall Megatron was. He was a complete. He was an absolute unit. Like y'all, listen. Megatron in person is just, and I mean he wasn't like NFL bulked up because he worked out. He had to work out and work on some things when he was in the NFL. But he was just. I'm on the sideline, and he lines up like right there, and I'm like, good God, I'm not no little dude. Like, Jesus, like if you can't, like, all Bell had to do was just lob the ball up and he could have caught it.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't do more of that day.
Yeah,
he put on the show. He definitely put on the show. But bringing it back to this game here, definitely a very, very competitive. Like I said, one of the more competitive games that we have seen
And if you look
here.
at it, Anthony, this is pretty evenly matched. I mean, like we score. I mean, Georgia had 437 total yards, and Georgia Tech had 363 yards. Turnovers. We had 2 turnovers. They had none, and they had 22 first downs. We had 24 touchdowns. And clock management, we had the ball 29 minutes and 15 seconds. They had it 30 minutes and 45 seconds. So I
I
mean,
think I think one of the keys to the game, though, I think the determining factor in this third down conversion. We held them to 2 of
yeah,
11 on third down.
yeah,
That if you can't convert on third and you got to give the ball away, and your defense doesn't get the rest, that can make a big difference in the game. Because after a while, offense started wearing them down. Milton started chugging up and down the field, and
yep.
and Milton with 150, was it 158 yards in total? 158 yards on the ground. I think that was his.
156. Yep.
He had a career day. He had a career day Saturday. Proud of the kid. Hope he stays healthy. We got a minimum. We got a maximum of 3 more games. We got a minimum of 1. We got a maximum of 3. Mr. Milton, please do what you have to do to make it through those 3 games. This is what we saw in you,
Yeah.
your breakout freshman season when you were running up and down the field. This is what we wanted to see you do, and you have not been able to stay healthy. Please stay healthy. We
That's
need a cog in the offense, in our offensive arsenal that we can stand, because these next 3 games are not going to be easy.
Yeah, and I think we do need that 1-2 punch between him, Dejon, and Kendall Milton, and then throw in Bell in there every now and then, and then
Oh yeah.
that's the 3-headed monster that we've been looking for, and if Milton can stay healthy. And I just want to point out that your boy Woodring was 1 for 1 in field goals and 4 for 4 in extra points.
Yes. Woodring. Hey, look, it only took a couple of games. They said I got to tighten up. Did you see the
He
video
might
of
have
him
heard
making?
you.
Did
Huh?
you see him making a trick kick from the
Yeah.
side of the goalpost?
I think I sent that to you. I didn't know if you saw that before I sent it to you, but yeah.
I didn't know. I can't. It may have been you that sent it to me, but I saw that. I was like, how did he do that? It's one of those things like it was a bend it like Beckham thing. He kicked it from. It was almost dead on looking at the side of the goalpost, maybe a little bit off to the left.
Of the
And
line.
he kicked it, and it looked like it went straight. It looked like it was going to be a line drive, and it just hooked and went right between the goalposts.
Yep. That was impressive. Like, dude, don't
Very.
give away all your trickery. We need you. We need to put it through the uprights. Don't you need to save those while you can. But if you keep doing that, that's fine. I'll be all right.
Yeah, well, shoot, it's a shame he couldn't have kicked the first couple of field goals from the sideline.
Yeah. And
we
upset you a little bit.
Yeah, he did. I was like, come on, man. We had.
You were not a fan there to begin with.
I was like, look, we'd gone from Blankenship to Podlesny. Was it Podlesny?
Yep, Podlesny.
And it was Podlesny, and now we got this joker. Like, hey, don't start none, won't be none.
Did Podlesny go to? I didn't even check on him.
Yeah, he's in the league.
Is he really? That's awesome.
Yeah, he's in the league, and the punter Camarda's in the league too.
That's awesome. That's good stuff, man.
I'm always happy when I can see the special teams guys. Those are the guys that I'm probably most happy for when I can see them get out there. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for any of them, but the special teams guys, like a lot. You don't see a lot of teams hurting for special teams guys because, I mean, the teams that really suck already have punters, and they're not letting punters and kickers, and they're not letting them go because they're probably the only people that's able to do anything where it's not for the team.
They don't want to have to go in the stands and go get one. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Hey, can you kick a ball? Sure. So
give me a shot.
It's not easy either.
No, not at all. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the I guess, the prolific and star players, they get their start. I mean, you got to play special team anyway, right? At some time or another, you're always on special team. But a lot of them make their they start their, for lack of a better word, journey to the to on special team,
Yeah.
and they buy their time till they get to the position I guess they want to play, or their desired position, or the position that they need, the team needs. But
and then some guys make a whole career out of it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Devin Hester.
Hey, that ain't bad. How many plays a game? How many plays a game you on the field? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. You get kickoffs and punt returns, so you might not get as many snaps as everybody else, but that's your time to shine. And
Yeah.
And by the way, NFL Hall of Fame, Devin Hester needs in this year. He needs in. I'm just saying, not that none of y'all are watching the show anyway, but Devin Hester definitely needs in. All right, I'm going to get up off of that. So Georgia walks away with the W, and now they are on their way to Atlanta. Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play, where they ride on them things like every day. The SEC championship game is taking place this coming Saturday. Georgia takes on Alabama for the third time in 5 years to see who reigns supreme as the SEC championship. As the SEC championship. Oh my gosh, as SEC champion. We're going to talk about that when we come back. We're going to take a really, really short break. And when I mean short break, I do mean short as in if you blink, you will miss us coming back. So don't go far. We'll be right back. And we are back. There's the white screen. I really need to pull that video out and edit it. I don't know where the white screen came from. It's like every time I run that ad, I'm like, this time it's going to work. And then the ad is just like this.
Yeah. I haven't played that in a while. I missed it.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a new clip on the internet now, and he's getting clowned for it. It's him at his show in Vegas. And he's doing the whole pop lock thing at the end of "You Got It Bad," but it's almost like he gets a little more extra with it than he normally does, and people are like, "Looks like a dying cockroach." I put it like this: anytime you put a video out and you look up the next day and you see what looks like your video with a caption that says from Spice Adams, it says, "I'm sorry, they said I had 24 hours." You get ready to get roasted.
Yeah, it's kind of like Bobby Brown trying to do the new edition dances. It's over. It's over. So you can't be doing that stuff anymore.
Who's the what?
You don't remember seeing Bobby Brown? Like he was trying to do the new edition stuff. Like this was recently.
Oh, right. Well,
did he fall off stage or something?
Well, no, that was Genuine that fell off stage.
Oh yeah, that was Genuine.
Bobby Brown, in Bobby Brown's defense, Bobby did have a stroke.
Yeah.
So Bobby's doing what he can. I know Bobby. We know Bobby.
Bobby.
We know Bobby.
Yeah.
But what did I say something? What did I say something wrong? No. Okay. We know Bobby partied real hard, but Bobby also had some health issues, and
well, I mean, you can think about it. Like, I'm not trying to get off kilter here, but then you look at Justin from whatever you want to call it, from NSYNC. He tried to do some pop and lock, and then I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, he's getting old. So
you talking about that Timberland, you talking about that the Timber Shum boy.
Yeah. Timberlake.
Timber Sean, whatever his name is, Timmy Tones.
The Disney child, that Disney kid.
Not the Timmy Times. Okay. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, how are you? Welcome back to This Week in UGA Football. Mr. Fingers here, Colin P. there. We were talking Atlanta and the SEC Championship game. Georgia versus Alabama. Carson back, Jalen Milroe, two hot young quarterbacks, hot young gunslingers in the SEC. Carson in his final season after having sat behind the mailman and JT Daniels respectively. At Georgia, Jalen Milroe coming in, stepping in to fill some really big shoes and left behind by NFL rookie quarterback Bryce Young.
So
both of them have proven to be cool and calm under pressure. I'm gonna hand this to you though. I'm gonna get your thoughts on this before.
Well, I just want to throw out, you've probably seen this. Alabama has not lost in Atlanta since 2008 when Florida had beat them. So we have never beaten Alabama in Atlanta. So
I started to say, yeah, we did, but that was in Indianapolis, if I'm not mistaken. In Lucas Oil Field, right?
That's in Atlanta, yeah. So since then, Alabama and Atlanta, they went 16-0 in Atlanta since 2008. Went 8-0 versus AP top 10 teams. Went 7-0 in AP top 5 teams. Won 12 out of 16 games by double digits. So it was A, B, C, D, and there's an E. All of the above is always E. So we're hoping to change that. So we're going into we know what we're going into because you know what I always say about Bama. So we gotta make sure they don't do that.
Yeah, we got to make sure that they don't do the thing that they do when they do. Actually, I'm thinking they did it this past Saturday because it's the exact same thing they did to us last time we played in Atlanta. So we got to make sure they don't do the thing that they do when they do it. So then when we tell them not to do it and they don't do it, then we can go do the thing the next week.
We got to let them know that we know they're going to do it so they don't do it. And then we know that they're going to do it. And then we stop them from doing it.
I didn't know how long were we going to run with that, man.
I didn't know how I was going to finish that one off, but I impressed myself. I was like, I'm going to finish
it. To get you. Oops, that's the wrong one.
That was good though.
Oh man. So yeah, Alabama is peaking. Alabama is the epitome of a team that is peaking at the right time. Of course, we know they had the loss to Texas. They struggled in a couple of early games early in the season. There were some questions about Jalen Milroe and his play. Yeah. Jalen Milroe has definitely, it's just like Jalen Milroe's play this season reminds me of a kid who has been struggling to learn how to tie his shoes. He's been good at it, but not quite perfect. And then all of a sudden, the light bulb went on. Mm-hmm. And now he is an expert shoelace tire. Now, that's not to say that Jalen Milroe is the best quarterback in college football. There are several quarterbacks I would put ahead of him.
I agree.
But he has proven to be cool, calm, and collected under pressure. We just saw it on Saturday. I mean, he took a flubbed snap, took a bad sack. Believe it was 4th and 31, which is now the new
moniker.
Yeah. They can. Hey, Auburn, y'all can have that because we was 2nd and 26 up until a couple years ago. So y'all can have it. Y'all can have it now. And right on 4th down, game on the line, right in the corner to Isaiah Bond, like it was nothing. And if you watch the play, he stood in the pocket for a good second, and he checked the whole field, and he was looking this way. I think he saw him. Field vision. Yeah. This is testing the kids' field vision. He was kind of I saw him out here peripherals. Saw him out of his peripherals because he was getting ready to cock and pass, looking that way, and then just turned, launched it up. Game over.
Yep. But I'm fired up about that one. I mean, I don't understand how that happened. How they can let that happen. Good Lord, if we did, I don't think Kirby would ever do something like that though. If you look, you rush 2 people, like you rush 2.
I think it was a 3-man. Well, I'm not gonna try it. You
Well, it
know
was
what?
three, but there was
I'm
one.
not gonna do that. It was
It was a spy, right? So they had
right.
two rows and then they had a spy in the middle. Like he was doing, they were doing the cha-cha or doing the two-step or something. I mean, it looked like that's what they're doing. They weren't even trying to get to him. He had all the time in the world to pick and choose who he wanted to throw it to. Because, I mean, if you look in the back of the end zone, they were running back and forth like this, trying to get open. And
That definitely sounds like some street ball right there.
yeah. But I mean, how long? I didn't time it, but I mean, he had a good 5 to 10 seconds.
He had ample time. He probably had about 10 seconds. He had time to get all the S's out in Mississippi. One Mississippi, two
And a couple crooked letters.
Right. The crooked humpback.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow. Generation Z, for those of you that don't understand, there was a game we used to play back in the day to see who could spell Mississippi the fastest. And instead of using the actual letters, we used to spell it M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I.
That's right.
Today's lesson in American culture history was just brought to you by Mr. Fingers from Zag Niv Central in the heart of Oklahoma City, live from the 405, where the wind comes whipping down the plain. Okay.
Absolutely. But yeah, that going off of what you said though, did you see where the press conference? I think Kirby equated him to a one Lamar Jackson, Milroe.
You know what? I think Milroe is. I won't say better than Lamar. I definitely, God forbid, I say that out loud. Nate.
Yeah,
Nate could be asleep. He'd
be on
up.
you all the time, every time.
Wake up. Yeah, he would 100%. I see what you did, my guy. I see what you did there, sir. That Nathan Snell, one of our affiliates here, part of the whole family of podcasts, with us here this week in UGA football, and the Let's Talk Football family of podcasts, Mr. Nate Snell, the Nate Snell Sports Talk, and there may be a guy that y'all might know, be familiar with his voice, that does his voiceover that says he's on all the time, every time. Anyway,
yeah,
I digress. I don't want to say he's better than Lamar Jackson, but he's definitely a little more patient in the pocket. I see Lamar is starting to show his chops now as a pocket quarterback also.
Right. Yeah.
But I am definitely I'm watching this kid. Like, he can run. Now that game against LSU, that was insane. It was like he and Jaden Daniels were playing anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. And they would he'd throw a pass, Jaden throw a pass. He'd run a touchdown. Jaden throw a touchdown, he'd run a touchdown. So he can do that, but he prefers to stay in pocket and see what kind of plays he can make with his arm.
Yeah.
So, but definitely, he's definitely a dual threat.
Absolutely. He's coming to his own, like you said. He's coming to his own. I mean, I would say some doubters, has proven some doubters wrong, But,
amazing to see what he has done, given the fact that he was benched early in the season.
What was that?
What?
Never mind. I had something come on my screen. Oh, never mind. It's all good. It's my antivirus. I got to get rid of
that. I was like, what are you doing, man? What's going on?
No, I'm chilling. I'm good.
I thought you were getting got. I thought you were getting got by the poltergeist. I was waiting for you to say they're here.
Crawl through your computer screen. You gotta give me a chicken wing.
Right. Yeah. But
I told you, man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready for this weekend. I'm just gassed.
Yeah. But he is definitely evolved as a pocket passer. I would venture to say that this is going to be quite possibly the toughest test that Georgia will have faced all season. And that's saying something, given that Georgia Tech came and basically had us stressed for at least 2.5 quarters. And especially given the fact that we could not stop Schrader against Missouri.
No,
so
that's my worry, man. Because I mean, we were just talking about Milroe, his feet. And we've got to. I'm hoping we can sew up that middle. The defense can sew up that middle because if we don't, then we got to.
Yeah, 100%. They putting the zero in there. They put Stackhouse in the middle though. We might be all right because Stackhouse said, Stackhouse said, I just want the ball. That's all. I just want to run one touchdown. So,
absolutely. And McClellan, like we had talked to off camera there, McClellan, they're saying that he may be out. Who is his backup? You know I don't even know who would be in there after him.
Roydell Williams.
Yeah, okay, that's right, Roydell Williams. Yep. Even still, I mean, they're like us. Next man up. Saban is Saban, and they good. I mean,
Nick Saban is
up from the same cloth, both of them. So they're gonna be, it's student against teacher, and there's gonna be the,
for sure.
Old line against young line. Where'd that come from?
Did you just make that up, or that come from somewhere for real?
No, it came from Rocky V. Remember Rocky V when he fought Tommy Gunn?
Oh, that is probably my least favorite of the Rocky.
Mine too.
Yeah, I haven't seen I've seen the first Creed. I haven't watched the next couple, but just of the Rocky movies, 5 is my least favorite.
Yeah, I like Balboa actually better than 5. But 4 is going to always be the greatest one, in my opinion, and then 3.
For me. No, I'm gonna go in this order. Well, I won't even go in order. For me, it will be Balboa first, and then Rocky 4, because Rocky 4. I mean, it was a marketing stroke of genius.
Yeah,
we were in the very thick of the Cold War with Russia, and this was a perfect movie. You got the perfect sports villain, this ginormous, roided up Russian, just killing people in the ring, and his big tall wife, and that married Flavor Flav. And Rocky basically traveling to unfriendly territory to fight this guy and winning over the Russians.
Yep.
Only Sylvester Stallone can write a movie like that. Yeah, if I punch him really good, maybe that.
If I can change, then you can change. Make it all right. That was so prolific. That was so
But the one for me was Rocky Balboa, because that one sat home with me because I'm at that stage in life where I'm the older guy. I'm not in my glory days anymore. Everything hurts all the time.
The talk with his son. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, you or me or nobody can hit harder than life.
You ain't gonna believe this. You used to fit in the palm of my hand. Yeah.
You used to fit the palm of my hand right there.
Anyway.
Or shadow. It doesn't matter how hard you can hit.
After this, we'll go back to where we need to go. But remember, he had 2 turtles, Cuff and Link.
Yeah, he still got those turtles.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna mention that. And his dog was named Buckus. That's why my boxer dog when I was growing up was named Buckus. So So fun fact.
Yeah. So it ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. That was a great movie, bruh. When I saw that, I was like,
they play that in locker rooms. Like you want to run through a wall.
Yeah, that and the quote from Any Given Sunday. We on this team, we tear everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. That was a really bad Pacino. I'm never going to use that ever again. Anyway, so Georgia, Alabama. Let's say players that will make a difference. That's what we want to talk about next. So we got of course, if you've watched any University of Georgia game for any length of time, I mean, and being in the national spotlight as they have been for the last couple of years, a lot of names that are hard to forget. Some of them have gone on to NFL glory. The DeAndre Swifts and the Jalen Carters and the Jordan Davises and the even Stetson Bennett, even though he's on non-injured non-injured reserve.
Mm-hmm.
All of the players that have been drafted, but there are still some names on this team that will definitely make a difference. And I'm gonna go first off. I'm gonna start here. Lad McConkey. What you got for me, Colin, on what he can contribute to this week's SEC championship game?
He's the, I mean, what do you call it? He's the X factor, I guess you want to say. Like, I mean, I think if you got him and Bowers, and you got all our other weapons, and I have a quote. Hang on one second for me, by one of Alabama's defensive backs. He said, "Who was it? It was Terrion Arnold, DB, on defending Georgia's Lad McConkey. Normally, people aren't taking shots with a 5'9" white guys, but I mean, he's open. He's open. The dude is a gamer. That's what he said.
100%.
100%. So I mean, I don't know if you want to characterize that as bulletin board material, but hey, I don't see the lie there. But
there's no that's not even bulletin board material. Dude just gave Lad McConkey some props.
Yep.
And honestly, this is one that I never would have seen coming. Like Brock Bowers, that doesn't surprise me quite so much. The tight end position in football is definitely had ebbed and flowed, and now it's coming really hard back to prominence in college football. And Brock Bowers, out of nowhere. Matter of fact, I read a story today. CBS is because of CBS Sports, he said, because CBS had the contract with the SEC. And when CBS got that contract with the SEC, all of a sudden the entire country got to see SEC football. And he, as a young kid, got to watch Georgia football all the way out there in California. And he said, that's where I want to go play.
That's
so
awesome.
That's kind of how he, I mean, it's indirectly a result of CBS Sports. But Lad McConkey, never would have seen that coming. If you pointed that guy out to me on the street, and if we were at a karaoke bar and you elbowed me and said, see that kid over there, he's going to play ball for University of Georgia, and he's going to be an absolute stud. He's going to be a unit. I'd be like, get the hell out of here. Are you kidding me? Yeah. He's definitely stepped up. We talked about what players would step up in the absence of Brock Bowers, and I threw his name out there, and he picked up the guy on and ran with it, and he held the receiving core together, and now Brock is back.
I was gonna say now he's a perfect complement to Brock Bowers, because I mean, if he's covered, you got Lad out there, he's making moves, and he is making people miss. He's breaking ankles too. that one that he got that touchdown. I don't know. Was it last week?
Yeah, I think he shook a couple people.
Yeah, he's a great route runner. So I mean, all of our receivers seem to be, but I mean that he is breaking ankles left and right. But he's a good a good threat. When our I guess you will not want to say like our normal targets, aka Bowers and that kind of stuff. But he's one that kind of slips through every now and then. Same with Bell. I mean, same with people that are coming out of nowhere. So. Not to get off his name, but yeah, he's definitely if he's probable or questionable, I believe, on the injury report. So I mean that's maybe Kirby.
Which means that Kirby will run him out there for a couple of plays.
Yeah,
more than likely. In Kirby speak, because we know how Kirby likes to do. As Georgia fans, we know we don't know what we're gonna do with him. Next thing you know, he's catching like a 50-yard touchdown. But speaking of,
he's on vacation. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, and of course, we can't mention McConkey without mentioning the 2023 finalists for the Rotary Lombardi Award, the Mackey Award, a semifinalist for the Blitnikoff Award, the Maxwell Award, the Walter Camp Player of the Year, Brock Bowers, and pretty sure first-round draft pick in the 2024 draft, tight end Brock Bowers. I was talking about Megatron earlier. This kid is another. I mean, there are not many people that you could say that I would say in college football. I would say they are absolute unit. Brock Bowers is one of them.
Yeah,
he's
got it all.
He's like the T1000, man. It's like he just keeps going, and
not only does he block, he blocks well. He doesn't mind blocking. He loves blocking, which is a lot of tight ends don't enjoy that side of the being a tight end. But I mean, he's an excellent blocker. He's he can catch anything that's around in his vicinity, and the yards after catch is just insane. Like you're good for like 5 or 10
Not,
yards.
not just yards after catch. How about yards after contact?
True, absolutely. Yeah.
He will. I've seen him truck dudes bigger than him.
I mean, think
DBs
about it. Would you want to hit something coming like a freight train coming through that? I wouldn't want to hit it.
not head on. I might try to get it from the side.
Yeah, I don't even know about that.
I'm just saying I might try like if I was a DB and he was going running down the sideline, I might hit him at a 90-degree angle. But I'm not trying to hit him straight. I'm not trying to hit him straight on. Either that or I'll angle in from behind and try and shove him out of bounds. But I'm definitely
not trying to piggyback, trying to get him. What happened? That's what most people try to do anyway. I mean, if you look at it.
Look, trying to shove him out of bounds and miss. And coach looking at you like, bruh. And it's like, coach. And the coach was like, all right, that's fair. That's legit. Moving on. Moving on. Don't give a lot of guys a lot of love, but gotta speak out to this guy right here because I have actually kind of kept my eye on him this season. Xavier Truss, offensive lineman. He is one of the best pulling offensive linemen in college football. I would venture to say definitely keeps Carson Beck protected on the back end. He doesn't give up too many. He doesn't give up a lot. If you see Carson get sacked, a lot of times it's not from his side. Also can pull and move. I've seen it. I watched him particularly this past Saturday, pull and move and throw a couple of. Xavier Truss is the reason why Kendall Milton had that 100+ yard performance on Saturday.
Agreed.
Period. Point blank. And when I heard he was hurt, I was like, oh, we got to get that back. But he's back. So Xavier Truss, definitely a key cog in the offensive line. Let's see what else we got here. I'm going to pass this one to you. Dylan Bell, what you got?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's another, I hate to say he's another X factor, but I mean, he came into his own, 2 weeks ago. He had an awesome game. He had that, the trick play, a little halfback pass, and he actually I had another touchdown, ran it in. But yeah, I mean, he's another one. I mean, like we just have different kind of players that have their own role, and it's an absolute blessing to have these guys we can plug in and take them out and plug in where they need to be. But yeah, he's definitely one that that I'm happy to see to get his shine. But yeah, if we could use him, that'd be great. I mean, honestly, I'd love to see him do great things to Alabama or for that game. So I think he will.
Agreed. I think he's one of the few players on the offensive roster to have run for a touchdown, caught a touchdown pass, and thrown a touchdown pass. I think all in one game.
Right. Yeah. Had the hat trick, but yeah, he that's what I was saying about he did a 3-headed monster. We got Dejon and Milton provided that Milton stays healthy. Lord willing. And then if things should happen, Bell could come in there and do just fine. I mean, he could take it, like I said, plug and play.
Plug and play. And matter of fact, you touched right on where I was going with the next one. These guys, you've seen them play individually. You've seen them play in a rotation. When they both get going, it's a wrap. I haven't seen a lot of both of them going ham this season, except maybe for the Florida game. Mm-hmm. And even then, Milton was a little dinged up then. But these two, we saw what Kendall Milton did last week, and we saw what Dejon Edwards was able to do in carrying the load as the number one running back last season, rolling over into this. Honestly, when these two get going, it's a wrap. Dejon is more of the bruiser. He's more of the hit the hole and take you with him. Kendall Milton is more of the skirt, major miss guy. Exactly. But either one of them, when they get going, that's a dangerous combo, especially behind an offensive line when the O-line is clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah. And just for reference, the Dejon has 147 carries for 781 yards, averaging 5.3 yards a carry. He's got 11 touchdowns, and Milton has 99 carries for 644 yards, 6.5 average yards per carry. He's got 10 touchdowns. So they both went. Edwards has 11 touchdowns, and Milton has 10. So,
Yep. I won't quite call it running back by committee, but yeah, because week to week there's the trade-off. Who's got the hot hand?
yeah.
Kirby will put Dejon in. If he can't get anything going, he'll put Kendall in, and Kendall rip off a couple. Kendall will play. If Dejon rips off a couple, Dejon will play. Then there'll be some games where both of them are on fire, and he'll interchange them out.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Behind them, we got Bell, and then we got my boy Cash, which we got to put him in there. I will see him in there. So we got those two behind those. We got Bell and Cash behind those two studs. So,
yeah. Well, I'm going to pass this one over to you, my friend Carson Beck. This kid came in and he was willing to sit behind JT. He was willing to sit behind Stetson. He was willing to sit. He was almost willing to sit behind Brock if Brock got the nod. So, what do you got for us on Carson Beck?
He's another one, man. He just came in. I mean, I didn't know what to think. I mean, like everybody was saying he was a good quarterback, and you saw flashes of the arm. And the thing for me is like beginning of the season, the composure, like we talked about, the composure is a great thing. But I mean, I kind of wanted to see him get a little more excited, and that's actually as the season progressed, that progressed also his excitement, and seeing a little more animation from him. But I mean, and when that happened, it opened him up to slinging the rock. I mean, he was throwing some passes through some tight windows. I mean, throwing some dimes and throwing the ball, throwing some home run balls and some, down the field a little bit. But he's got 3,495 yards over the season. He's got, let's see, he's a 72.4% completion rate, averaging 9.4 yards per pass, and long 55, 22 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions, which aren't. I mean, that's not bad in this grand scheme of things.
No, over 12 games, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Especially with the number of passes that he has attempted. I will say this: that brings me to one of the things that we need to definitely work on is limiting offensive turnovers. Yeah. I think the bulk of his interceptions have come on the back end of the season. I know he had a couple early on in the season, but then he kind of got that under wraps. But we seem to just, for no reason at all, Carson will just – it's an interception. Fortunately, it sounds like somebody we know.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it has not cost us anything. It hasn't cost us a game, and we hope that it won't cost us one this weekend. Actually, we hope that there aren't any. The other thing we need, ball control. Our guy, Makai Muse, who I was going to go to next, has been far better than serviceable as a punt returner. Has also caught a couple of passes on offense, but he's had a couple of muff punts this year, and has come at a time. Both times have come at a time when they could prove costly. I think he muffed one in the Missouri game.
Yeah.
He muffed one in the Georgia Tech game this past weekend. Fortunately, in the Georgia Tech game, it rolled out of bounds. I think in the Missouri game, it wound up putting Missouri in good field position, but the defense was able to hold him to a field goal. But he's going to be – I think he's going to be a key player as well. And then to address the Carson Beck – I'm with you. I definitely agree. He didn't look unsure of himself when the season started. I think he was just kind of feeling out. There's a big difference in what you do in practice and what you do in playing in a real game.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think he was kind of feeling out what he had learned in practice and how to apply it in real time. He's gotten definitely better at it. You can see it's not like he's thinking about, like, it used to look like he was thinking about it while he was back there in the pocket. Like, okay, go through the progression. Okay, go over here. Okay, go over here. That guy's open. It's.
But I mean, it wasn't like, he was necessarily unsure of himself. He just wanted to be extra sure of himself. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was actually sitting back there, saying that I want to, I'm gonna, I don't want to throw an interception. Not, I didn't see that go through his head. He was just kind of, there, just, and he was making making the checks and throwing the great, throwing good passes. But I think he turned the corner when he started showing emotion. I mean, like it actually, you can tell the games. I mean,
Right.
That's when it started being fun. Which I mean, it helps out a lot. When you're having fun and winning ball games, ain't too much better than that. So,
yep, you're right about that. Well, I think as far as defensive strategy is concerned, got to keep Milroe uncomfortable. We talked about this. The kid has become very comfortable being in the pocket. I think as he and the offensive line have evolved over the course of this season, I started to say over the course of the summer, over the course of the season, you see him get way more comfortable standing in the pocket. And as we saw, and ironically, the team that showed it to us was Auburn. But as has been said, stranger things have happened in the Iron Bowl.
Yep.
If you make him uncomfortable in the pocket, he will flub a snap. He will have to fall on a high snap or a low snap. He will take a sack or two. So you got to make him uncomfortable. If you keep him rattled, now we don't want to rattle him too much because he take off running.
But as I'm saying, we need to. You're talking about staying in the pocket. We need to collapse that pocket. So and you collapse that pocket, and if he decides to take off, man, our perfect thing is collapse the pocket and put him on his back. But I mean, if he gets outside, then we got to have those, the corners and everything sewed up so he doesn't take off. So,
right.
You know what I mean? So I mean, it's easy for us to sit there and say, easy for me to say that. You know what I mean? But it's something that could be. And it goes all to the fact where blitz packages are I'm not going to say our secondary suspect, but I mean we have to make sure that if we blitz, we got to take care of the secondary.
100%.
100%,
because we do have a good secondary, but
they've been doing well.
They've been a couple times they've been caught sleeping back there. Another thing, speaking of the secondary, hard man to man with Jermaine Burton.
Yep, absolutely. Hands. I put my I'll be hands.
I mean, you know what? I'd rather give up 15 than 65.
Well, see that going back to the Iron Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whoever, I can't remember the DB, but I would have. I mean, that would have been a PI. It would have been pass interference. I would have knocked him out. You know what I mean? Take that 15, not a touchdown.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not a spot. I mean, it's a spot foul, right? No, not a spot foul. It's not a spot foul.
Not in the end zone, I don't think.
Well, not in general.
In general, yes, it's a spot foul. DPI in general is a spot foul. Like we talked about that before, where our boy Keeley took the 15.
That's right.
He took the 15 in the CFP versus giving up the touchdown because he was good as gone.
Yeah, you're right.
But you got to play hard man to man with him. He may have been a little bit of a trouble in the locker room, but the kid's a great. The kid is a very good wide receiver, and he'll get picked up somewhere. I'm
actually glad to see him. Do. I mean, like last season, he didn't do that well. He didn't get that many touches, if I'm not mistaken. But he's coming to his own well. I mean, as well, just in the Alabama program, he's getting targeted now. So. But yeah, you're right. It's gonna be like a Marvin Harrison Jr. type of thing. We got to double cover and smother him. Yeah. Not get picked apart by somebody else. But
yep. So this is the part of the show where we're going to ask you guys what you think, because we're not going to make any predictions. This is a game where we don't. I mean, as fans, we can't come out and say, "Oh, well, I think we'll lose this game." Even if we think there's not a snowball, unless it's like really bad, we just think there's not a snowball's chance in hell. But this is not a game. We're not. Long and short, we're not making any predictions. So we are going to ask you guys, if you're watching right now live, if you're watching the replay, who do you think is going to win the SEC championship game this weekend? This weekend in Atlanta with Alabama. 11-1 Alabama from the SEC West, 12-0 University of Georgia from the SEC East for the 2023 SEC championship and potentially a trip to the CFP. I say potentially because in our, God forbid, for our sake, that Alabama win, they will be a one loss conference champion. But then if Florida State, Oregon, and Michigan all win,
Texas goes in, right?
and Texas, if those four teams win,
Yeah.
Alabama's out
Right.
because
And there will be no SEC team.
Texas has the win over Alabama. They've got the tiebreaker, and then the other three would be three undefeated conference champions. So that could be a little bit of a fly in the ointment to have the SEC not be represented in the CFP. So we're going to ask you guys, who do you think is going to win the game this Saturday? Please feel free to drop your answers in the comments. You can feel free to add a score if you want to. That's absolutely okay. Don't we owe somebody a hat from?
I think so.
From this past week, or was it from the championship game? There was a show when your family was on.
Oh, that was last week, wasn't it? Last week they were there. Yeah, it was last week.
Okay, I'll have to go back and check the scores. We had some of Colin's family was on, and they were in the comments a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
we'll go back and check. I'm going to go back and check to see how close you came with the score, and if you came close, I will go ahead and send you a hat. And those of you that won hats, I got them. I'm going to send them out this weekend. I promise. You will get your hats very soon. So stay tuned. So at this point, we're going to take the long break of the evening. We're going to come back and wrap the show up. If you've been watching all this time, thank you so much for checking us out. Whether you watched it live, whether you're watching the replay, whether you're watching a snippet of this right now, a couple of weeks down the road, we appreciate you watching. This is This Week in UGA Football. And we will be not the one. We will be right back. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much again for joining us for This Week in UGA Football. But it's that time of the evening where we wrap it up with doggone it. I am not on top of my video. I'm not on top of my video skills today. Where we wrap it up with the 2-minute warning. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the 2-minute warning. This is a portion of the show where we talk about a little bit of some of everything. We've talked about our favorite holiday foods, our favorite holiday movies, our favorite hobbies. We talked about funny things. We talked about thought-provoking topics.
No
Um,
subject is off the table.
oh no, there's some sub. There are definitely some
Oh well,
subjects
yeah, I
that are.
guess so.
There are definitely some subjects that are off the table. We
That's
just
true. That's true.
we stay
That's
away from those. We don't. But you know, I got to be honest, man. I'm having a really hard time wrapping my head around the fact that the season is over so quickly.
yeah.
We just got started, and here you and I are at episode 13, looking the SEC championship down the throat,
Season 3, right?
and potentially the CFP. You
Right.
get what I'm getting at?
I get it.
And I guess um that brings me to my 2-minute warning thought of the week. And I've said this before, but we've done a lot of shows, so maybe you didn't hear it the first time I said it. Learn to appreciate the time that you have because it goes by really quickly.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
100%.
It goes by very quickly. Case in point, I can remember standing in a bar in Ashburn, Virginia, 9 years ago, and saying that night, I'm not drinking anymore. When I get up tomorrow, I'm not drinking another drop. And that seemed like that was just yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow will be my 9-year sobriety anniversary.
Wow. Congratulations.
So, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And that was, I remember it like it was yesterday. My boy T Roy was on this side and RG was on the other side. And they were both like, what? I said, yeah, I'm not drinking anymore. Yeah. I had a little bit of an alcohol problem. So I decided to let that part of my life go. And, aside from a hiccup here or there, life has been markedly better. So, and learn to enjoy and make the most of the time that you have because it passes really, really quickly. And then you look back and you ask yourself, you don't want to look back and have regrets. So enjoy your life. That's it. That's all I got.
That's big stuff, and big props to you for doing that in the profession that you were in at the time. Like I know it's got to be hard to be in a bar, everybody else is, partaking and acting a little stupid. I would probably be one of those people, having me come around talking to you, and then like, man, I need to drink to get on his level. No, but I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, congratulations on that. That's awesome. But yeah, and not only has this football season flown, the year has flown. I mean, you're talking, about time flies, as cliche as it can be, but it's the truth. Like, I can't believe this year's almost over. And,
Yep.
My boy just turned 13, and it's another situation, situation where you're just looking at it like, wow. And I can remember bringing him home, after being 65 days in the hospital to finally bring him home at Christmas, now he's a teenager and, a little spitting image of me, a Spitfire, and gotta lay down the law every now and then. But I mean, I did it. I mean, I'm constantly telling my parents I'm sorry. So I'm like, I got you. I got to understand now. I understand now.
Yeah, did a lot of that in my day too.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm piggybacking wholeheartedly on yours, and I constantly, and just to add a little bit of something to that, enjoy the time you have it, and be nice to others because you never know what they're going through. And I'm always a big proponent of no matter if you think you're going through the worst time in your life ever, somebody else has got it worse than you. And you know what I'm saying? And just you never know what they're going through. And just I guess be happy. Try to be happy as much as you can. I understand you can't be happy all the time, but find things that make you happy, But and like you said, enjoy the time on this spinning rock while you got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I am with
congratulations, man! I'm impressed. That's awesome. I didn't realize it was 9 years. That's awesome.
yeah,
Even still
9.
being in the bar, being in the man, I can't imagine how hard that was.
Yeah, well, I let's see, it was 2014, and then I started working for the post office 3 years later. So I still was in a bar 3, 4 nights a week until I went to work for the post office. And even now, I still go out every now and again and go sing a couple of tunes. And even
I
though
say,
we were,
I don't do. I mean, like, getting old, I just now turned it off a little bit. I mean, I still go out every great once in a while, and then you know me, I hammer it down a little bit. There's go pedal, but then I get up the next day regretting it. But I don't go out nearly as much as I did before. And
Who you telling?
I'm telling you, when I was going with that is like, man, I bet it's hilarious, and I've seen it myself when I go out and not be in that kind of space when people are in that space, and you kind of just look at them like, man, was that what I look like?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It just,
Well, the worst part about it for me is that I was in the bar doing my thing, right? But I hadn't evolved into the problem had not evolved yet. So there were plenty of nights when I go out, I just have a couple and I just be looking and going, yo, you need to reel it in, Slim. And then I turned into that guy.
Well, I mean, I don't think you have the personality though that you didn't. Did you necessarily need that? I mean, I'm not gonna say like you needed it, but did you need that kind of calming? Because I mean, you're great in front of people anyway. But did you ever feel that you needed the drink to kind of?
It wasn't about that. It's just it wasn't even about the calming effect. It was just life in general. There was a lot going on behind. There was a lot going on behind the scenes that people didn't know about. And that just kind of the drink became my coping mechanism. And so as the coping mechanism evolved from I'll just have a couple while I'm out to I'll have a couple more when I get home to I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna get the kids off to school and then I'm gonna start like it literally turned into as soon as the kids were going to school it was I wasn't knocking them back like I was in a bar. But I kept a little something. I kept a little something throughout the day.
Yeah.
And was functional, but still was drinking. And then when I went out for the night, that was when I ripped the governor off and went, hey.
You can't a steady buzz throughout the day, and then you're like, all right, here we go. Governor. Right. No, I get it. And well, luckily for me, it was like, I felt so bad the next day that I didn't really want. I mean, hair the dog, but I mean, I only did that on vacation. But I didn't need it to function the next day, type of thing. It's luckily for me. I mean, I understand other people have that, but I mean, it's in my family. My grandfather, alcoholism was in my family, so I dodged a bullet. Like, I mean, I easily could have been the same as my grandfather. Some of the others in my family that had that problem. But man, big props to you, brother.
Much appreciated, brother. Much appreciated. Well, folks, this is a part of the evening where we say goodnight. We do appreciate you tuning in. Let your friends know what we're doing and bring them back with you the next time. Or even if you're catching this after the fact, send it to somebody. Go, hey, ain't you a Georgia fan? These guys are Georgia fans. They're both crazy. And y'all can be crazy together because you're crazy too. Yeah. So.
And who knows? Maybe we bring you on, right?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll have you come on the show and go, how do you think your team's going to do? You think you got a chance of winning? There's no chance my team is going to win. We were just talking about that.
What's the keys?
We had an Auburn fan on year before last and asked him what the keys to victory were for his team. But he said, there are no keys to victory. There's not a chance in hell we win in this game.
Like I said, a platform of positivity.
Right. So, but we do thank you guys for watching. We're going to get out of here. We will be back next week. Colin and I will also have some game commentary over the weekend. Not as many SEC games to commentate on, but we'll be throwing out our opinions on some of the conference championships and who we think is going to emerge victorious, who's going to be happy and who's going to be sad.
And hopefully we'll have something good to say at the halftime. Maybe we'll hit each other up during the halftime of the game. We'll see what happens. We're that well last time, right?
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, we did do that last year.
Yeah, we did that last time.
So you guys take care of yourselves. Until then, have a great weekend, and we'll be back hopefully next Monday. I don't know. We'll see. The work schedule just kind of got in the way this week, but it's all right. We still got it done. You guys have a great weekend. On behalf of myself and Colin P. from the DMV, this has been This Weekend UGA Football. You all take care. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs, baby.